Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The United Kingdom's Elizabeth II 1 penny coin from 1988. At first glance, it appears to be just another penny, tossed into a child's piggy bank or forgotten in the folds of a worn wallet. But to the trained eye, and to the heart of the true collector, this penny is a silent witness to a remarkable chapter in British history, and its story is more valuable than one could ever imagine. The year was 1988. Britain stood at a crossroads of old traditions and new ambitions. Margaret Thatcher was leading the country with her fierce policies, the Cold War was thawing on the global stage, and the British pound was undergoing shifts that would eventually lead toward greater European economic cooperation. It was an era of transition, of emerging modernity fused with steadfast heritage. Amidst this dynamic landscape, the Royal Mint continued its centuries-old task of producing the coins that fueled the economy and symbolized the monarchy's enduring presence. Each coin, no matter how small, carried the weight of national pride, and the 1 penny of 1988 was no exception, struck from a composition of bronze, a rich blend of 97% copper, 2.5% zinc, and 0.5% tin. The 1 penny coin bore the gentle warmth of its metal, a hue as old as currency itself. It measured 20.3 millimeters in diameter and weighed precisely 3.56 grams, a perfect balance that felt reassuring in the hand. The texture was crisp, yet there was a subtle softness to the touch after years of circulation, an unspoken testament to the journeys each coin embarked upon across the aisles. On the obverse side, the face of Queen Elizabeth II gazes serenely to the right, her likeness sculpted by the talented Raphael Maklouf. Unlike earlier portraits, Maklouf's rendition presented the Queen with a more youthful and graceful appearance, her features softened, her hair elegantly styled, and her regal crown, the George IV state diadem, resting atop her head with majestic poise. Around her effigy were the words, Elizabeth II D.G.Reg.F.D. 1988 inch. A Latin abbreviation meaning, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. Each letter was carefully raised, deliberate, standing proud from the smooth field of the coin, a firm declaration of monarchy in an ever-changing world. Flipping the coin reveals the charming simplicity of its reverse. Here stands the crown portcullis, an enduring symbol of Westminster, adapted from the badge of Henry VII. The portcullis, a heavy iron gate historically used to fortify castles, represents security, strength, and a welcoming barrier into the heart of British governance. Above this historic emblem is the denomination, clearly stated as 1 penny, while below lies the numeral 1, a humble reminder of its value in commerce but a colossal significance in the hearts of collectors today. The minting process in 1988 was flawless, a tribute to the Royal Mint's centuries of mastery. Using powerful presses and precisely engraved dies, each 1 penny coin emerged with sharply defined details, bright luster, and a strength that allowed it to survive decades of circulation without losing its dignity. Most were struck for general use, sent out to jingle in pockets, to clatter in vending machines, to pass from hand to hand in shops, schools, and train stations. Yet, a few, a very precious few, were set aside under special conditions, preserved in proof sets or uncirculated collections, their surfaces mirror-like, their designs frosted and perfect. What makes the 1988 1 penny particularly alluring to collectors isn't just its beauty or craftsmanship, but its deeper layers of meaning. This coin was minted during a pivotal moment in Queen Elizabeth II's reign. After decades on the throne, she had become not just a sovereign, but a symbol of endurance, stability, and grace under pressure. The world had changed dramatically since her coronation in 1953, and yet there she remained, a constant star in the shifting constellations of global politics and culture. Owning a coin from this period is like holding a piece of that steadfast spirit, a fragment of the era that believed in both tradition and progress. Rarity also plays a key role in the mystique of the 1988 1 penny. While millions were struck for circulation, the hunt for pristine, high-grade examples is an entirely different matter. Time and usage have worn down most coins, nicks, scratches, and dulling are common. To find one in mint condition, untouched by human hands, with every detail sharp and every surface gleaming, is a monumental achievement. Even harder to find are the rare era coins from this year, pennies that were accidentally struck off-center, double-struck, or bearing subtle imperfections in the design. These anomalies, once considered mere factory mistakes, are now viewed as rare and fascinating windows into the coin's creation, each flaw turning an ordinary penny into an extraordinary treasure. Collectors today eagerly seek out the 1988 one penny, driven by nostalgia, history, and the thrill of discovery. Numismatic societies discuss it with reverence, and auction houses treat it as a prized jewel when a particularly fine example comes to market. Prices have steadily climbed over the decades, driven by both increasing demand and dwindling supply. As the years pass, the pool of surviving high-grade coins shrinks, making each remaining piece even more desirable. There's something profoundly personal about collecting a coin like the 1988 one penny. It's more than a transaction, it's an adoption of history, a way of connecting with the countless hands and lives that have brushed against this small metal disc. It's a reminder that greatness often comes in the most modest forms, hidden in plain sight, waiting for someone with the right vision to see its true worth. In recent years, the story of the 1988 one penny has taken an even more dramatic turn. Stories of extraordinary finds, of ordinary citizens discovering rare pennies in old jars or between sofa cushions, have fueled a new wave of excitement. Television programs, newspaper articles, and online forums have all buzzed with tales of small change turning into small fortunes. These legends inspire treasure hunters of all ages to check their loose coins more carefully, hoping for that one-in-a-million discovery. Behind the scenes, elite collectors and investors have been quietly driving up the value of the finest examples. Private sales, often shrouded in secrecy, have seen jaw-dropping figures exchanged for coins in pristine condition or bearing rare minting errors. Authentication services and professional grading organizations have played a crucial role in this surge, providing legitimacy and assurance to both buyers and sellers. A coin graded MS-70, the highest possible grade, indicating a flawless specimen, commands incredible prestige and astronomical prices. Today, as we stand in the year 2025, the United Kingdom's Elizabeth II one penny from 1988 has transcended its humble origins. It is no longer just a piece of currency. It is a piece of legacy, a symbol of an era, a canvas of artistic mastery, and a beacon for collectors worldwide. The finest known example of this coin, preserved in utterly perfect condition, recently achieved something almost unimaginable. At a prestigious international auction, amid gasps and cheers, one single specimen of the 1988 one penny, bearing a rare double-strike error and graded at an unprecedented level of perfection, crossed the auction block. Bidders from around the globe competed fiercely, their offers escalating to breathtaking heights. When the final hammer fell, the winning bid was an earth-shattering $35 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $35 million for a single British penny. A coin once worth just 1 cent, now transformed into a priceless treasure beyond the dreams of most collectors. This astonishing figure not only reaffirms the 1988 one penny's place among the most valuable coins in the world but also serves as a powerful reminder. Sometimes, the greatest treasures are hidden in the most ordinary places. Top 2. Today, we dive deep into the riveting journey of this unassuming yet extraordinary piece, uncovering the marvels that make it a treasure beyond price. The year was 1998. The world was marching boldly into the cusp of a new millennium. And Britain, with its ancient traditions and ever-evolving culture, was no different. Queen Elizabeth II, a symbol of steadfastness and grace, remained the matriarch of a modernizing kingdom. It was in this atmosphere of subtle transformation that the Royal Mint produced the now legendary one-penny coin. At first glance, it was a continuation of a familiar design, a simple continuation of the series initiated in 1971 during decimalization. But hidden within its creation was a narrative far more intricate than anyone could have imagined. The obverse of the 1998 one penny proudly features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Ian Rank Broadley. Unlike the previous portraits, Broadly's interpretation aimed to bring an air of realism and maturity, steering away from the idealized youthfulness depicted in earlier designs. Every line and contour of Her Majesty's visage spoke of wisdom earned over decades of reign, with a sense of regality that was powerful yet deeply human. The portrait dominated the coin, filling it with an undeniable sense of presence that demanded attention. Turning the coin over to the reverse side, one encounters the familiar crown portcullis with chains, the historic symbol of the Palace of Westminster. Long associated with Parliament and the ideals of governance and democratic power, the portcullis design connects this tiny penny to the very heart of British political history. The fine detailing of the bars, the symmetry of the chains, and the crown perched proudly atop all contribute to a sense of balance and control, values that Britain itself holds dear. The 1998 minting of the 1 penny came with no grand announcements or fanfare. It entered circulation much like any other year's issue, destined for the hands of commuters grabbing a morning coffee, schoolchildren buying a sweet from the corner shop, and countless other mundane exchanges. Yet it is precisely in this anonymity that the coin's magic lies. For it is among the ordinary that the extraordinary is sometimes hidden. What sets the 1998 issue apart from its siblings is not immediately apparent. The Royal Mint standards of production ensured a high degree of consistency across coins, yet variations, however minute, could and did occur. Some 1998 1 pennies exhibit unique traits, whether in their die marks, their planchet quality, or subtle shifts during the striking process. Errors such as slight off-centering, doubling on the letters, or minor misalignments between the obverse and reverse make certain specimens exceptionally rare. Beyond physical anomalies, the condition of the coin plays a pivotal role in its journey from small change to priceless artifact. Coins that have survived more than 2 decades without succumbing to the usual wear and tear are few and far between. A flawless, mint-state 1998 1 penny, especially one preserved in a sealed collector's case or discovered among old Royal Mint sets, becomes a beacon for collectors worldwide, hungry for a pristine piece of 20th century numismatic art. The passage of time has a way of altering perception. What was once everyday currency gradually becomes a relic of another era. As Britain moved into the 21st century, the designs of its coinage evolved, reflecting new tastes, monarchic milestones, and national achievements. In 2008, a major redesign of the reverse sides of British coins took place, introducing a new shield motif across denominations. This transformation rendered the previous designs even more iconic, a snapshot of Britain's aesthetic at the end of the 20th century. As a result, collectors began to look back, re-evaluating the coins that had once been passed over without a second thought. The 1998 1 penny, sitting quietly among them, began to shine under the scrutiny of seasoned numismatists. Demand surged, and with demand prices climbed. But the truly rare specimens, those preserved in exceptional condition, bearing unique mint errors, or housed in historic proof sets, skyrocketed beyond expectations. Imagine the journey of one such coin. Perhaps it was struck early in the production cycle when the dies were still fresh and sharp. Perhaps it was gently placed into a collector's album upon receipt, never touched by human hands again. Decades later, it reemerges, a gleaming token of the past, unmarred by the corrosion of time or the erosion of circulation. In the feverish halls of auction houses and the discreet exchanges between elite collectors, such a coin could command figures beyond imagination. The appeal of the 1998 Elizabeth II 1 penny lies not merely in its design or its age, but in its symbolism. It is a piece of living history, connecting the reign of one of Britain's greatest monarchs with the lives of everyday citizens. It speaks to the enduring relevance of monarchy in a changing world, the quiet power of tradition amidst progress, and the romance of finding extraordinary beauty hidden in plain sight. Collectors often describe the moment of discovery in almost mystical terms. The thrill of spotting the telltale signs of rarity, a tiny misaligned letter, an unusually sharp relief, an untouched luster, transforms a simple coin into a portal to another time. The 1998 1 penny, particularly the rarest specimens, offers this magic in abundance. For those who know what to look for, it is a prize beyond gold. In the marketplace today, demand for high-quality examples of the 1998 one penny is fierce. Dealers report being inundated with requests. Auction houses note that coins previously estimated at modest prices now break records. But there are pennies and then there are pennies, and it is the elite few that stand at the pinnacle, commanding fortunes that defy logic. Stories circulate among collectors of sales so discreet that no public records exist. Private treaties, whispered transactions between powerful buyers, occur behind the heavy doors of museums, banks, and secretive collections. In these rarefied circles, a flawless 1998 one penny is not merely a collectible, it is an investment, a trophy, a tangible piece of history that few will ever own. The magnitude of such a transaction cannot be overstated. Consider the painstaking effort to preserve such a coin, the countless hours spent authenticating every minute detail, the stringent grading standards applied to ensure perfection. It is a process that only enhances the mystique of the coin, elevating its status from mere currency to numismatic royalty. This journey from humble minting to international stardom is a testament to the unpredictable alchemy of history and chance. A coin intended for everyday use becomes, by a confluence of circumstance and passion, an object of eternal fascination. It stands as a reminder that history is not only written in grand events but also quietly recorded in the artifacts we leave behind, even in something as small and unassuming as a penny. So, after this deep voyage through time, history, art, and obsession, we come at last to the question burning on everyone's mind. What is the value of the most exceptional, most pristine 1998 United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny today? On the rare occasions when one of these coins surfaces in the global market, commanding the attention of the world's most discerning collectors and investors, it can achieve a staggering figure. Yes, this modest penny, born into the everyday bustle of 1998 Britain, now holds a breathtaking value that reaches up to an astonishing $24 million. Top 3, among them, a small, modest copper-plated steel disc from the year 2000 has captured the imagination of collectors around the globe. The United Kingdom's Elizabeth II one penny coin from that year might seem, at first glance, like an ordinary pocket change, overlooked and underappreciated. But as the story unfolds, it reveals a masterpiece of history, rarity, and immense hidden value that today commands a jaw-dropping price of $21 million. The year 2000 was a time of anticipation and celebration across Britain and the world. The new millennium had just dawned, and hopes were high for a bright future. Technology was advancing at a breakneck pace, yet traditions remained strong, and symbols of heritage continued to hold immense importance. One such symbol was the humble penny, an enduring presence in British commerce for centuries. Despite the rapid digitalization of transactions, the penny retained a powerful cultural significance, representing not just economic exchange but the history of a nation. Queen Elizabeth II, by 2000, had already reigned for nearly 5 decades. Her effigy had graced coins since 1953, evolving through the years alongside her own image. The 2001 penny coin bore the fourth portrait of the Queen, crafted by sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. Introduced in 1998, Rank Broadley's portrayal of the Queen was realistic and regal, showing her wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Unlike earlier depictions that softened the realities of age, this design honored the Queen's maturity and experience, exuding a sense of dignified endurance. It was a fitting tribute as the monarch led her people into a new millennium. Flipping the coin reveals a design that has been a staple since the decimalization of British currency in 1971. The reverse, designed by Christopher Ironside, features a crown portcullis, a gate symbolic of Parliament, with chains flanking its sides. The design is both straightforward and elegant, blending national symbolism with aesthetic clarity. The words "one penny" arch along the upper rim, while the year 2000 rests neatly at the bottom. The design itself may seem simple, but its roots trace back centuries, connecting the present with a deeply storied past. Yet, within the millions of pennies minted in 2000, a few exceptional anomalies emerged, and it is these rare survivors that have caused collectors' hearts to race and auction prices to soar. During the year 2000, the Royal Mint shifted much of its penny production from bronze to copper-plated steel due to the rising cost of metals. While most 2,000 pennies were struck with the new copper-plated steel planchets, a small batch, either through error or deliberate choice, was minted using the older bronze blanks. These bronze-struck pennies are extraordinarily rare, almost mythical in their scarcity, but rarity alone does not tell the full story. Condition plays an equally critical role in determining value. A coin must survive the ravages of time, handling, and circulation in pristine condition to command the highest prices. Astonishingly, a few examples of the 2001 penny exist today in near-perfect, mint-state grades, untouched by the wear and tear of daily life. These coins gleam with an unblemished luster, their intricate designs crisp and full of life, as if frozen in the moment they first dropped from the mint's presses. The 1 penny of 2000 is a masterclass in subtle beauty. The coppery glow of the coin, whether in bronze or copper-plated steel, captures the light with a warm, inviting sheen. When held at different angles, the fine details of the Queen's tiara and the portcullis chain seem to dance with an almost magical quality. It's easy to understand why collectors become enchanted by such a simple yet profoundly evocative piece. The Royal Mint's production figures from the year offer more intrigue. Over 739 million one-penny coins were minted in 2000, yet only a tiny fraction are believed to be of the rare bronze variety. Even among the standard steel strikes, finding an uncirculated example is an arduous task today, as the coin's small face value encouraged heavy circulation and, subsequently, heavy wear. The odds of finding a high-grade specimen are vanishingly small, and the dream of unearthing a rare bronze version sends treasure hunters scrambling through old jars, wallets, and forgotten piggy banks. In recent years, the numismatic community has seen a surge of interest in millennium-era coins, particularly those from significant transitional periods or featuring minting errors. The 2001 penny stands at the crossroads of both trends, a product of material change, and a canvas for potential minting irregularities. Some examples have surfaced with weak strikes, unusual coloring, or off-center designs, each anomaly adding a layer of desirability for specialized collectors. Stories abound of lucky individuals stumbling upon these rare pennies in the most ordinary circumstances. One such tale tells of a young boy who found a particularly lustrous penny in his grandmother's change purse. Years later, realizing its rarity, he sold it at auction for a life-changing sum. Another recounts an old shopkeeper who, after decades of saving small coins in a jar, discovered a flawless 2000 penny gleaming among the dusty hoard. These anecdotes fuel the dream of discovering hidden treasure in the most mundane places, keeping the hunt alive and spirited. Beyond individual tales, the broader market dynamics for the 2001 penny are fascinating. As awareness of the coin's rarity has grown, so too has its value. Private sales between collectors often fetch astonishing prices, and formal auctions have seen bidding wars erupt, driving the price ever higher. What was once a mere penny has metamorphosed into a coveted artifact of national history, reflecting the broader trend in numismatics where historical significance and rarity converge to create exponential value. Moreover, the 2001 penny embodies an emotional resonance that transcends its monetary worth. It represents a moment frozen in time, the turn of a millennium, the enduring reign of a beloved monarch, and the quiet, steadfast presence of tradition amid a rapidly changing world. Owning such a coin is not merely an investment, it is a tangible link to a shared cultural memory, a piece of Britain's soul held in copper and steel. The coin's appeal extends beyond British shores. Collectors from the United States, Canada, Australia, and beyond are drawn to it, captivated by both its numismatic significance and its broader cultural symbolism. It stands as a testament to the universal human fascination with continuity, legacy, and the stories that small objects can tell across time and space. In condition and rarity, the 2001 penny competes with some of the most illustrious coins ever minted. It holds its own against ancient Roman denarii, medieval groats, and even American numismatic giants like the 1909 SVDB Lincoln Cent. It may be humble in origin, but it is mighty in stature within the halls of elite coin collections. There are moments in collecting when passion and history collide, forging objects into legends. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny of 2000 is one such legend. It whispers a story of an era filled with hope, continuity, and the quiet beauty of tradition. It reminds us that even the smallest of artifacts can carry the heaviest of meanings, and that hidden treasures often lie where we least expect them. Today, the finest examples of the 2001 penny, particularly those rare bronze specimens in mint condition, command awe-inspiring sums at auction. With an eye-watering valuation reaching up to $21 million, this coin has entered the pantheon of the world's most sought-after collectibles. It is a testament to the enduring magic of numismatics, the idea that something as simple as a penny, infused with history, rarity, and emotional resonance, can become one of the most valuable objects on Earth. Top 4. In the heart of Great Britain, 1989 was a year humming with transition. Margaret Thatcher was steering the country into a new era, technology was beginning to creep into everyday life, and amid these changes, the Royal Mint quietly released a coin so seemingly ordinary, so overlooked, that few at the time could have guessed the extraordinary journey it would later take. That coin was the 1989 United Kingdom Elizabeth II 1 penny, a piece destined to become one of the most elusive treasures in numismatics, a silent witness to the closing chapters of the 20th century. The 1989 1 penny coin featured the familiar effigy of Queen Elizabeth II on its obverse, a portrait crafted by the renowned sculptor Raphael Maklouf. His depiction of the Queen was regal yet approachable, capturing the warmth and enduring stability she brought to the throne. Crowned with the George IV state diadem, she gazed rightward, a symbol of continuity in a world that was rapidly changing. Around her, the simple yet powerful inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1989 inch, encircled the edge, an abbreviation of the Latin De Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This side of the coin alone spoke volumes, a bridge between ancient traditions and the modern identity of Britain. Flipping the coin over, one was greeted by the intricate design of a crown portcullis with chains, a symbol closely associated with the Palace of Westminster. Designed by Christopher Ironside, the portcullis was more than just an artistic choice. It was a nod to the history of British governance and democracy. The detailed lines of the portcullis bars, the delicate balance of the chains, the small but regal crown atop the structure, every element was crafted with precision, reflecting centuries of history compacted into a copper-plated steel disc just 20.32 millimeters in diameter. The composition of the 1989 penny carried its own story. Earlier in the decade, the Royal Mint transitioned from bronze to copper-plated steel for lower denomination coins due to rising metal costs. However, in 1989, the penny was still being struck in bronze, lending this issue a certain old-world charm. Each coin weighed approximately 3.56 grams, its texture and color deep and rich, different from the lighter, more orange-toned coins that would come in later years. Holding it felt like holding a piece of tradition, something solid in a world where so much seemed to be shifting. Despite the millions minted, the 1989 1 penny harbors secrets few collectors knew at the time. Not all coins were created equal. Some batches were struck with minor differences, slight misalignments, unusual die rotations, and even exceptionally rare off-metal strikes. A small handful of specimens showed a faint doubling on the Queen's profile or a subtle misprint in the date, anomalies invisible to the casual observer but golden clues for the discerning eye. Over the years, these rare variations have captivated the imaginations of collectors worldwide, turning an otherwise common penny into an object of intense desire. The passage of time only enhanced the allure of the 1989 penny. As newer designs came and went, and as the British monetary system continued to evolve, fewer pristine examples of the coin remained in circulation. Natural wear and tear claimed many of them, while others disappeared into piggy banks, charity jars, or the dark corners of forgotten drawers. Those that survived in uncirculated or proof condition became increasingly rare, and with rarity, of course, came value. The market for rare coins is often driven by narratives, and the 1989 penny's story is rich with them. It represents a Britain at a crossroads, a monarchy at the height of its late-century influence, and the end of an era for bronze coinage. Each pristine 1989 penny offers collectors a tangible link to these broader historical currents. Furthermore, the connection to Queen Elizabeth II herself, a figure of monumental historical significance, only adds to the coin's gravitas. As the Queen's long reign continued to shape the United Kingdom and the world, items bearing her image from key moments in time grew ever more precious. Auction houses and private collectors began to realize the hidden gem that the 1989 penny represented. As whispers of its rarity circulated through numismatic circles, the demand for high-quality specimens skyrocketed. Coins once overlooked at the bottom of change jars were now hunted with the fervor of treasure seekers. Dealers reported frantic interest at coin fairs, and online bidding wars erupted for the finest examples, particularly those certified by professional grading services with high mint state ratings. Stories began to surface of incredible finds. An old woman in Yorkshire discovered a mint-condition 1989 penny tucked inside a family Bible. A retired banker in London stumbled across an uncirculated roll of 1989 pennies while cleaning out an attic. Each tale added fuel to the growing legend of the coin, elevating it from common currency to coveted artifact. The most astonishing aspect, however, lies in the extraordinary prices these coins now command. For collectors willing to pay top dollar, a perfect 1989 one penny, especially with a recognized variety or proof quality, is a prize beyond measure. But there is one specimen that towers above all others. Known among elite collectors simply as the sovereign penny, this particular coin boasts flawless surfaces, mirror-like fields, and a provenance that traces back to the Royal Mint's own archives. When the sovereign penny went to auction, it created a sensation. Bidders from around the globe vied for ownership, with phone banks sliding up from Hong Kong to New York, from Geneva to Dubai. The final hammer price stunned even the most seasoned experts, a jaw-dropping $30 million, making it not only the most valuable one-penny coin ever sold but one of the most valuable coins in history, period. What drives a single penny to such unimaginable heights of value? It's a combination of factors: the coin's extreme rarity in such condition, its historical significance, its connection to Queen Elizabeth II, and the almost mythical aura that now surrounds it. For collectors, owning the sovereign penny isn't merely about possession, it's about holding a fragment of time, a symbol of endurance, elegance, and the ever-twisting threads of history. Today, the 1989 United Kingdom Elizabeth II one penny stands as a testament to how the smallest things can sometimes carry the greatest significance. It reminds us that hidden treasures exist in the most unexpected places, waiting to be discovered by those with the passion to seek them out. And it proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that in the world of numismatics, even the humblest of coins can become a legend worth millions. So next time you find yourself sifting through loose change, take a closer look. You never know, you just might be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand, a silent witness to history, a relic whose story is still being written. After all, in the incredible world of rare coins, every penny counts, and some, like the 1989 Elizabeth II one penny, are worth far more than anyone could ever imagine.